tonight at 9.
Our community is being poisoned. Ward 5 is being poisoned.
Long-standing concerns about dangerous pollution plaguing one D.C. neighborhood. Could new legislation be a step in the right direction?
Plus, it's Election Day Eve. In just hours, Virginia voters will make crucial decisions that could tip the balance of power. Our Max Marcilla is live with some of the high-stakes race that have the Commonwealth and the nation watching.
And later on, find out how one Maryland county is using artificial intelligence to crack down on dangerous drivers. And DC News Now is your local election headquarters. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Annalisa Gale filling in for Thasmin Mahfouz. Tomorrow is Election Day in Virginia. Polls opening at 6 a.m.
Yeah, of course, this is a high-stakes election with all 40 state Senate seats and all 100 state House seats up for grabs. But it's a handful of competitive districts, including here in Northern Virginia, that could determine the balance of power.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin made a couple of stops there tonight, pushing his platform and sharing the importance of voting.
Yeah, Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joining us live tonight in Leesburg. And Max, with less than 24 hours until voting ends, Youngkin delivered a closing message tonight.
Well, Chris and Annalisa, his message is simple. If you like his policies, you want any of them or at least most of them to get done, you need to come to polling locations like this one in Loudoun County and vote for the Republican ticket. Voting, as you mentioned, Annalisa, opens at 6 a.m., polls close at 7, and it's going to be a critical 24 hours for the Republican Party. For the Democrats, they have been staking their claim on one key issue. All they need to do is hold at least one chamber, and they can really change how the governor's final 2 years go.
Hold our House and flip our Senate!
Governor Glenn Youngkin campaigning for Northern Virginia candidates who could determine what he can get done in his last 2 years leading Virginia. And he's reflecting on his first 2 years in office.
When we put that bill in, what does the liberal left-controlled Senate do? They block that bill.
Speaking at multiple rallies, including these in Manassas and Leesburg, Youngkin spent Election Day Eve pushing enthusiasm from voters and sharing messages similar to those he ran on in his 2021 victory.
We went to work to put parents back at the head of the table.
But what he did not mention is the issue Democrats have made a rallying cry.
Abortion access is the main issue. Virginia is the last state in the South to maintain Roe v. Wade protections. It's absolutely on the ballot, and I'm running to protect the rights that we have.
They would push the needle as far as they could.
Youngkin has said he supports an abortion ban in most instances after 15 weeks, but that took the backseat to Parents Matter messaging on Monday.
She wants to tell you how to raise your family. She wants to tell you how to educate your kids.
Every seat in the state Senate and House is up for grabs. Right now, Democrats control the Senate and have been able to stifle portions of Youngkin's agenda. In the final hours, Democrats are getting backing from Virginians in Congress.
Virginia is the only state that has protected women's rights essentially following Roe v. Wade, and that's threatened if Republicans get the majority.
As the stage is set for an election that could define the next 2 years in the Commonwealth. And a few things you need to know before you head to the polls. Tomorrow, as we mentioned, they open at 6 in the morning and stay open until 7 o'clock in the evening. If you want to vote, you have to bring a form of identification, driver's license, passport. Those are two of the easy options. And important to know, as long as you are in line by 7 o'clock, it is your constitutional right to cast your ballot. We will have coverage on the Virginia elections and all the results on DC News Now. And for a full guide ahead of Election Day, go to dcnewsnow.com. Reporting live in Loudoun County, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
Max, thank you. And even though polls close at 7 p.m., some local registrars say it could be well after 7 before we start seeing those results. They say there is nothing to worry about, though. However, it's all part of that normal process. And as always, DC News Now is your local election headquarters. And starting tomorrow night at 7, we'll have live team coverage at the polls as the votes for multiple races in Virginia's general elections get counted. You can find live updates on air or online at dcnewsnow.com.
And new video tonight at 9. D.C. police searching for a suspect connected to a shooting and carjacking of a food delivery driver. Happened last week in Northeast. This is just one of several recent armed carjackings, sparking fear and frustration all across the city. This all comes as D.C. officials work to provide safety for more delivery workers.
And our Daniel Hamburg is joining us live to talk about this. Daniel, the city's hoping to do something about this starting tomorrow.
Yeah, Annalisa, Chris, the idea there is to help deter crime and provide video evidence in case a crime occurs with free dash cams. Neighbors I talked with are fed up with the violence.
I'm frustrated I have to do this, but if this helps keep my neighborhood safe, this is what we're doing tonight.
Denise Krepp is putting up signs at the corner of 19th and A Street Southeast, telling others a robbery and carjacking happened here Sunday night at 7:30.
It's yet another food delivery guy that comes into the neighborhood trying to make some money, trying to make a living, and his car stolen.
She took this picture of the empty delivery bags on the ground. Police say the driver was standing beside his car when 3 suspects approached him. One pointed a gun toward him and demanded he give his keys and phone. Then they took off with his red and black Hyundai Sonata.
Cases have to be prosecuted, and individuals actually have to be sentenced. I mean, we're seeing now more and more articles of individuals who commit pretty violent crimes and then are being let out by the judges.
Krepp putting up this sign was inspired by a neighbor just a few minutes up the road who posted this at the corner of 14th and A Streets Northeast. On Friday night, just after 10:30, a delivery driver was shot in the thigh, a neighbor tells me. Police say the driver was approached by a gunman who demanded the driver's keys. He handed them over, but when the suspect was in the process of driving away, police say the delivery driver said he was going to call police. That's when the suspect shot him. The car was recovered on Sunday. Krepp wants accountability.
It's time to say bye-bye to all the city council members who wrote the laws minimizing accountability for committing armed carjacking.
Now, free dash cams will be distributed to rideshare and delivery drivers tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at RFK Parking Lot 3. All you have to do is register in advance. You can find that information on our website at dcnewsnow.com. Just search DC Dash Cam in the search bar.
All right, Daniel, thanks for that information. Hopefully people will be able to get that.
All right, meanwhile, in the district, all new at 9, 2 armed men are accused of crashing a stolen car into a barricade near the U.S. Capitol. That incident unfolded around 2 Sunday morning. Capitol Police say they tried to stop a suspicious driver near the Capitol complex in Northeast, but the car sped off, crashed into a barricade on 1st Street and D Streets. The driver and passenger both ran from that car. They led officers on a foot chase before they were finally arrested. Police say they found 2 handguns. One was modified to turn the weapon into a machine gun. Ricardo Glass and Onasitali Okoji are now facing a laundry list of charges. Both men are 20 years old.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good to see you on this Monday. We are tracking pretty dry conditions across the DMV, and our weather pattern is playing nice with our temperatures. We're still into the upper 50s for our nation's capital, and it's all due to this southwesterly flow that continues to pump in some warmer air from South and North Carolina. Here's a live look of the Capitol, looking very good out there. It was just outside. Not too many people with a heavier coat. So tonight is going to be kind of one of those mild nights. There is a light breeze, so if you want to go ahead and open up the window, it is quite pleasant for that. You have winds from Hagerstown to Martinsburg ranging 5 to 10 miles per hour. Not super bad. And even tomorrow, our wind flow is not oppressive by any means, but it is going to allow for our daytime highs to be back into the middle to upper 70s in a lot of spots. Temperatures out towards Northern Virginia, you are a little bit cooler with increasing clouds. 51 now for Kaiser into the Cumberland area, and then Anne Arundel County, upper 50s, touching near 60 degrees. So mostly cloudy for the rest of the evening, and then tomorrow morning is kind of the talker around 4 or 5 a.m. We're still into the 50s with increasing clouds. So tomorrow we'll start off the day with mostly cloudy skies, and then we'll transition into more sunshine. We do have a threat of rain this week. I'll show you when coming up.
All right, thanks, Janessa. Well, pollution and poison filling the air across the district. Those are the allegations advocates argue is primarily happening in D.C.'s black and brown neighborhoods. It's an issue one local leader is trying to stop. Council member Zachary Parker introducing legislation today to address what he calls environmental injustices. Our Mario Carbone reports from Ivy City tonight, where neighbors say they've been dealing with pollution there for decades.
Here in Ivy City, neighbors have been battling to get this chemical plant shut down. NEPI has been here since the 1940s and produces products used by the U.S. Navy. But all the while, neighbors say they are being poisoned. They're hopeful this new legislation can put an end to that. In Ivy City, neighbors say fresh air is hard to come by.
Since we've been out here, I'm nauseous because of the smell.
Sabrina Rhodes lives nearby NEPI, or National Engineering Products Incorporated, a chemical plant that produces high-temperature sealant. She says it's killing people.
Some of the chemicals that they use are odorless and colorless. Our community is being poisoned. Ward 5 is being poisoned.
It's not just Ivy City experiencing environmental injustices. It's Brentwood.
We've been having a problem with carbon monoxide, tractor trailers, trash.
It's Southwest DC.
Alston from Buzzard Point, which used to be a massive industrial brownfield site.
Predominantly black and impoverished areas. And neighbors say something must be done.
We will no longer accept environmental racism, the polluting.
Monday, Ward 5 Councilmember Zachary Parker introduced the Environmental Justice Amendment Act of 2023. In part, it requires DC's Department of Energy and the Environment to index communities overburdened by pollution and stop entities like NEPI from operating in them.
We will not tolerate this injustice in our community any longer.
The company declined an interview, but said in an email, NEPI is in full compliance with all DC regulations, noting that it's working with DOEE and the EPA to get an air permit and to do ongoing air testing.
It's next to houses. Shouldn't be here. I think breathing's important. We all need to breathe clean air.
And in a study the district released in February, there were traces of formaldehyde found in the air near this facility here. That is a cancer-causing chemical. Now, in addition to this legislation, Parker says the city is also considering the possibility of eminent domain. Reporting in Ivy City, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.